Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League 2 Premier League here with Bat City. A big victory in the last episode with the Pakawafoki goal. What a run from the halfway line to put us 2-1 up in stoppage time against Newport. So a great start to the season. Long may it continue? Will it continue? I don't believe so. And you can already see our fixtures coming up. We've got a game today here against Crewe. Then we're in a Carabao Cup against Plymouth. Then we're against Grimsby. So that's 3 games in the next 7 days. If we do get through, we're just going to be rammed with games already. And the game's only just blooming kicked off. I touched upon if any of my under 21s are maybe good enough to move to the team. Clinton Daly, obviously, is already in within the starting lineup. These next 3 are not really good enough, to be honest, to even debate trying to put them in the main team. Same for the under 18s. Obviously, Clinton Daly's still available for the under 18s as well. Just nobody really to bring into the squad. I looked at some loans. I'll be honest with you, I can't at the moment find anyone. I've got literally no budget left for any players. So it may be a case of just having to deal with what we've got. A very similar starting lineup to last time. The only difference is we've brought Tilson in for this game instead of Waruha. And Avoki, after his great goal, is coming in up top. I do need to take a look at my bench because, to be honest with you, there wasn't anyone on the bench who I really wanted. You'll see some players are tired. They're playing in other games for the youth team to try and keep them fit. Diot and Thomas are the likes who are still tired. So looking on the bench, we've got backup goalkeeper, yeah. Backup defenders, yeah. With Keto being able to play basically anywhere down that left-hand side. Jenkins, Davies, Waruha, Parsley. That's almost the perfect bench. You can play anywhere and everywhere. Is there anyone particular I think, I want you on the bench? Ryan Jones, not really. Maybe Louis Sweeton. Maybe Byron as well. Let's bring Byron on. Get Benz off. We don't really need a keeper. I don't think Keto is going to be good enough for this level. I think I'd rather have Sweeton as well. And that is going to be our starting lineup. Still stuck with ours out on that right-hand side. I believe, if I had to pick one player in the squad who's going to be the worst forming the season, it's going to be him. He really needs replacing. I'm debating retraining someone in that position. I'm obviously hoping and waiting for Diop to come back and just start playing him. Exposure at this kind of level of football for him at his age is going to be brilliant. I'm expecting a bit of a harder game here against Crewe today. The last game was pretty hard, to be honest. A late victory for us. 2-1. We're not expecting much this season. Like I said, some of these players are just out of their depth, really, in this league. And Crewe already with a couple of set pieces on the edge of our box. Pretty much all my players are set to tackle harder. So I do expect a lot of fouls and set pieces to go against us. It's all about holding our own. We need to trust Casagrande in goal and try and trust up defence as much as we can. Parsal growing with us up the ranks, up the leagues from the National League South now. He's been with us the first 2 seasons, gaining promotion each time, and he's been at the heart of the defence for those seasons. Can he make the step up to League 2? Can we make the step up to League 2? It's not a bad start here, as Brown puts that just wide, but you can see we're still creating chances. We are in the games. I know this is only our second, but our pre-season wasn't too bad either. Once I changed the tactic, the only loss we had after that was against Aston Villa 2-0, which, to be honest, a 2-0 loss against a Premier League side like Aston Villa is not bad at all for my squad. And I just got to trust some of the experience. That's why I brought Tilson in to the lineup. But I do have the younger options off the bench. Hopefully he can add something to the game, some fresh legs in the middle of the park later on. But it's all about really grinding out results. Even if it's just constantly 0-0s, if we draw every game of the season, it's quite likely we will stay in this league. We do find ourselves 1-0 down just before the half-hour mark. A good bit of play by Crewe there down our right-hand side. To be honest, Akpan caught our position a bit too far up the pitch. Roberts given the time to pick out his man really there. And it's a simple tap in inside the 6-yard box to put Crewe 1-0 up. And they have taken charge of this game so far in this first half. And this is where I think the struggle will start, and you'll see that for the remainder of the season. But if we could somehow survive in League Two and our players develop and grow throughout the season with a few more additions next season, hopefully we can secure our place in League Two. I do worry that if we end up getting relegated, are Bath City going to sack me? Because that would be really the end of this series I'm doing here of trying to get Bath City to the Prem. I'd have to look at starting a new save, which is not something I really want to do. I really want this Bath City side to work out. We know it's going to be a struggle, but to be honest, this is probably the season I'm going to enjoy the most, knowing I'm completely going to struggle, and everything we do, every single match is so important, so key to what we do here. Parsal trying to win the header at the back, but he gives it back to the goal scorer. He plays it to Lunt, to Billington. Down the line, back to Billington again. Someone get a foot and get stuck in. Who's let that ball bounce at the back post? How's he just ran through his man? Awful, awful, awful defending there by this Bath City side. This ball comes in from Billington, to be honest. Should have got a foot in there. And I don't know what Akpan's doing at right back, but he's allowed it to pass. And then he's just let the man run through him. Easy finish from there. And Crewe find themselves 2-0 up and comfortable, to be honest. And I don't think there's much we're going to do in this game, to be honest. Can I throw in the towel now and accept defeat? That's a ball out by Tilson. Lost. Back to Crewe here. They're going to have another chance down the line. We're just not getting a foot in. And considering I put you all to tackle harder, and they're just standing off their man and letting them do what they want, it is so frustrating to see. Now, what's the point of saying tackle harder if no one wants to put a foot in, no one wants to do anything? We're going to have to make a lot of subs here. Tired team. We've got a cup game coming. First player off, Brown. He's going to go for Jenkins Davies. Next player off, Alves. Haven't really got anyone, so once again, we're probably going to go Warrior, Sweeten on, Byron on, and Aaron Jones. Put Aaron Jones and Warrior. Swap those two. That's all our subs used in one swift movement. And a very dominant display from Crewe. There's not much I can say at the moment on this performance. We're just waiting for the full-time whistle, to be honest with you. A dominant display by Crewe. A poor display, especially by the Bath defence. They're just letting the ball bounce, giving their opponent space. And this is a chance to counter. Paco Voki. Is he going to make the run from his own half again like he did in the last game? He's going to try to. He picks up Sweeten. Warrior from distance. What a finish. What a goal. Could just be a consolation. Could be the comeback on. But once again, Paco Voki, instrumental. Running from that halfway line. Sweeten gets the ball. Quick touch to Warrior. Sets it. Curls it. Lovely in that top corner. So far, so good, really, at the start of the season. In a game we've been getting dominated. We managed to smash and grab ourselves a goal. Will we get any more late opportunities like we did in the last game? Doubtful in 3 minutes of stoppage time. Into the final minute of stoppage time here. Here's coming the full-time whistle. A 2-1 loss. Good to see the boys fighting till the end. They did themselves proud. Like I said, a lot of these players are completely out of their depth in this league. And we're going to have to see what we can do about this. Probably not a lot. We're just going to have to battle for the rest of the season and keep hoping that we can have a turn of fortunes. I will continue to look for potential loan signings who could help us. But the next game, we are in the Carabao Cup against the Championship side in Plymouth. So no doubt we're probably going to be out the Cup first leg, but you never know. The Cup's there for miracles to happen. If you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe. I'll catch you next time. And goodbye.